Our next speaker is someone whose life story reflects resilience, courage, and hope. Rebecca Contreras is an author, speaker, and philanthropist. Her message reminds us that our beginnings do not determine our worth and that every life has value and potential. Please join me in welcoming Rebecca.
Bless you. Thank you. What an incredible day. God bless Amy and the Texas Alliance for Life team. The best gift a woman can be given, in more than anything else in successful career or anything else in accolades, is to give birth and be a mother. I was 5 years old and I was born in a border town of El Paso when my mother told me she was going to the grocery store and never came back. My baby sister was 6 months old and in the crib. 3 days later, a neighbor called my grandfather at that time and said, Graciela has left. You better come get these kids or I'm going to call social services. We all had different fathers. We didn't know our fathers. What we experienced in our childhood rivaled any Hollywood dysfunctional drama. I was the product of a bet that my mother made at a club that she danced in Juarez, stuck in her addiction. Before I was even born, I was sentenced to trauma and death. Those formative years were the ugly years living with an addict and a mentally ill woman. Fast forward to age 7, when mom returned after living on the streets of Juarez. She had found religion and she was done. She came to reclaim her children, but thankfully at that time, my grandmother refused to give us back. You know, as a young girl, I couldn't understand why my mother would choose men and drugs over me. Why did she trust an uncle to take care of me who sexually abused me? I felt like I was born into a pit and I had to keep digging my way out. Fast forward to age 9, she moved us to East Austin in the barrio, right down the street. Not barrio anymore. You know, my mother had proven to mi abuelita that she had truly found God and had been clean. But at that time, I wasn't interested in her religion, and everything I knew about her, I hated. So out of hate and anger, I did the only thing I knew how to do, which was to spiral out of control into poverty, addiction, failure, and abuse. Financial and physical poverty is one thing, but emotional and spiritual poverty will take your hell to a whole nother level. Eventually, the inevitable happened at age 16, right in East Austin. I got involved with a abusive drug dealer in Austin, 10 years my elder, and found myself pregnant at age 17 and dropped out of school. Had it not been for my praying mother, I would have aborted that baby. She had found freedom through Jesus, and she insisted that I was going to keep my baby. She refused to let me choose anything but life. But after that baby was born at age 18, my life was a total train wreck. And I spiraled out of control. I put myself in horrible, compromising positions. Thankfully, that same mother that abandoned me, God redeemed, and she took care of my little girl. Then out of nowhere, after a divine encounter with the true and living God, Jesus, Yeshua, someone decided to take a chance on me, little Becky. I enrolled in a welfare to work program, got my GED, and landed a job working in this capital for a woman by the name of Ann Richards when she was state treasurer. Then I met my life partner in that same time, David, who's sitting right here, 36 plus years married. He took me and my little girl in all of our mess, and he agreed to marry this little broken girl. In my state of Texas job, I met a godly woman who was working for another power woman called Kay Bailey Hutchison. I worked under Kay's administration, and that woman, Donna Reynolds, saw in me what I didn't see in myself. She taught me everything I knew about state government and HR. She sent me to school at the LBJ School of Public Affairs and taught me management and leadership. She took time, Amy, to roll up her sleeves and get into my mess. And little by little, I got out of my personal pit. I got out of that destructive cycle of addiction and poverty and generational curses that were never mine to bear. I didn't have to fall victim to becoming a Latina statistic, high school dropout teen mom with no hope for a future. I had the power to be the hero in my own story. And perhaps the most important lesson she taught me was I could not do it alone. I had to lean on God and lean on my husband, David, and lean on the people that believed in me, that woman, Donna Reynolds. Forgive my abusers in Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and to not harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. I recently wrote a memoir called Lost Girl, and in it I depict the full ugly truth of my raw life and my transformative journey. Ladies and gentlemen, standing here and watching online, if somebody had told me when I was 17, a high school dropout, addicted, with hopeless poverty, no hope for a future, Rebecca, one day you're going to be the advisor to the governor of the state of Texas, George W. Bush. Rebecca, one day you're going to travel with him to Washington and serve as a top leader in his White House team. Rebecca, one day you're going to get to be a mother and a grandmother and a wife, something I had never seen. Psalm 139, you formed me in my mother's womb. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Here I am loving and living my God purpose because I'm alive. And my mother, despite her mess, decided to take a chance on me. Lost girl, my journey will always be a part of me, but it will never define who I am. I defined who I am by the choice to choose life and purpose. You know, I've done incredible things as a best-selling author. I'm an entrepreneur of 120 people, consulting firm here in the state of Texas, a women-owned business. I've done incredible things. But my number one most important job has been to be mom to that amazing miracle child. The little girl you heard leading you in worship, Crystalline, is my angel. 37 years ago, God sent her from heaven to get mama on track. And she is my greatest, our greatest together, 36 years married achievement. God bless Texas Alliance for Life, Amy, and your team. God fuel all of us to stand and never relent. Every single baby in that mother's womb, however dysfunctional she may be or healthy she may be, it is worth a life. God kissed and God bless our great governor, Abbott, and this great state of Texas in America. God bless you.